Good morning, lovely ladies. I am often asked, how do you balance work and family life? Like, seriously, it is such a challenge. And let me tell you, as a mum of five, including two sets of twins, oh my goodness, it is the golden secret, right? How to balance work and family life. So, while it is a challenge and we all have different situations, there's definitely some strategies and some planning that will help you find that balance that you are looking for. All right. And here are my top 10 tips to work life balance. Number one, I want you to set boundaries. All right. You need to know what are your clear boundaries between your work and your family time, your hobbies, your interests, actually mapping out what are all the things that are going to consume your time and your energy and focus, and know what they are, and then set clear boundaries between them. All right. This might therefore allow you, when you're in a space of work, to not be interrupted by family requirements. When you're in those family requirements, you're going to have your phone turned off. You're not going to be looking at your work emails. You're going to be setting specific times for each of these zones, as I'll call them, for your work and your family activities. So know what those boundaries are and set them. Number two, prioritize. Prioritizing your time by identifying the most important tasks for you. All right. So, what are all the tasks that you need to do? Get used to writing them down. If you write them in your head, that's okay. Just know what order they are. It might be electronically, like I do. You might be writing it down on paper, but allows you to then triage them. What is number one, two, three, four, five? How long will they take? How are you going to measure their success? You don't have to do all of them at the same time. That's when you feel exhausted. That's when you feel overwhelmed and you get to the end of the day and go, I've done nothing, because it's too difficult multitasking. Just know what number one is and focus on number one. It's your top priority for a reason that you've considered. So once you know that's your priority, work on that. You might do some dabbling on two or three if you're waiting for something to germinate in one, but focus in that way. Prioritizing, seriously, it changes your world. Number three, plan ahead by having a schedule, a diary for when you're at work, when you're doing family activities, when you're doing personal time, when you're seeing friends, hobbies, whatever else is in your world. Make sure it's in your diary, because they're not negotiable. All right. When they're not in your diary and you don't plan ahead that they're going to happen, they probably won't happen. They'll get squeezed out by the ad hoc things that come into your world. Whereas if you plan ahead, like my hubby and I, who after 35 years still have date night on a Friday night, and I love it, it's in the diary. All right. We plan ahead. And so everybody knows that it's there, and we make sure that it stays there. It's a priority because we put it there intentionally. Number four, communicate with absolutely everybody. If it's a work situation, communicate with your employer and your colleagues. If it's a family responsibility, make sure everybody in the family knows why it's important to you. This is in my schedule. Hello, Dad and I are on date night. Don't interrupt us. It's been in the diary. In fact, it's been there for 35 years. It's not a surprise. And so make sure that everybody knows, because by saying that, they're not going to accidentally interrupt you. You're going to see if they respect your space and your needs, because your needs are equally important to their needs. All right. Number five, get support. All right. I have been very, very bad at this in my earlier years. All right. Accepting support, asking for support. Women are seriously soldiers. We always go and say, oh no, I can do it all. Someone else is more needy than us. But you know what? If you do need help, get support. Seek support from your family, from your friends, from professionals even. It might be someone who can help with childcare, household chores. It might also be within your business. I go out to Fiverr or Airtasker all the time because I need support for things. I don't have to soldier over everything. I don't need to prove that I can do everything. So give yourself a break, know what you need support in, and don't shy away from actually asking for that support. It doesn't mean that you're a lesser human. You're a normal human, all right? And you want to be freed up with your time and your energy and expertise to do the things that you love. Number six, take breaks. Definitely take time out to recharge. All right. So many people I work with are suffering burnout. They're absolutely exhausted. All right. We need to realize that part of anything that we're doing is taking breaks, time out, recharge. All right. You need to go for walks. You need to read books, magazines, listen to podcasts, even just sometimes taking a deep breath, meditating, going off to a yoga class, listening to some music, whatever it is that says, I've been in a little busy time. I need to just take a moment here, even if it's just a cup of tea on the porch, have a little recharge, reset, and then go on to the next thing. Try not to race from one thing to the next thing because it's just exhausting and there's so much that you miss out on there. Not only does your body miss out on that recharge, but you also miss out on that opportunity to really reflect on the thing that you just did, which I'm assuming was important or necessary. And so you want to actually take a little moment and go, I'm so glad I saw that friend, enjoyed that time together, had that big opportunity at work. Stop and smell the roses. Number 7, be flexible. Be flexible about willing to change your schedule if required. And I'm going to put a big if there. So no, I'm not changing Friday night date night. If it's worked for 35 years, it's not negotiable. Unless there's an emergency, and therefore it is. Anything happens with my lovely children, I will move it. But within reason. But there's so many things that we put in our schedule that we think are like cast iron stuck there. So if I go to yoga on a Thursday, but something more else happens, I can flick it to a Tuesday night. All right. There's times that you go, you know what? I put it there for a reason so that I don't miss out, but I can be flexible with something. So whether that's in a work situation or a personal situation, as long as you then don't miss that opportunity, or if you miss it, you only miss it once because it is important to you. You don't feel like you're getting taken advantage of. But if it's reasonable, be flexible. Don't be so rigid that you actually can't, just bend a little bit to enjoy situations, or also make yourself available that other people get to benefit by the beautiful human that you are. Number 8, learn to say no. Oh my gosh, how often do we just go, yes, I can help you. Yes, that wouldn't be a problem, when it's actually not your issue, not your area of expertise, or you don't have the time or the energy, whatever it is, it's okay to say no. All right. Learn to say no to tasks and activities that are just not essential. All right. Or that actually might interfere with your family or work or personal, morals, obligations, interests, whatever it is. It's okay to say, thanks for that opportunity. Unfortunately, I'm unavailable at the moment. Done. You don't need to justify it. You don't need to tell them why or what your excuse is. We don't need to apologize. You just say, thanks for that. No. I tell you what, that one point will change your world. Number 9, practice self-care. Taking care of yourself is so important. It is not a luxury. It is a necessity. We need to eat well. We need to get enough sleep. We need to exercise regularly. We need to look after our spiritual well-being. All right. There's so many aspects to self-care. We don't have time in this little video, but I want you to be thinking about making yourself a priority. When you are a fine-tuned machine, all right, everyone benefits. You definitely benefit, but everybody around you will benefit. They're not going to benefit from you wearing yourself out or being a wreck or suddenly being so overtired that you become passive aggressive and a bit narky. All right. Look after yourself, ladies. Focus on, you take some time out to actually think, am I eating well? Am I sleeping well? And put these practices into your day. You don't need to go on a crash diet. You don't need to suddenly go all vegan overnight. Make sure that you actually just take some time out to think, I am worth it. I am going to prioritize my self-care this week. Number 10, let's finish with remembering your why. Remembering why you are working, why you love doing what you do, what drives you to have your passions and your hobbies, what do you love about your family and your friends. Your driving force, all right, is your why, and it makes everything meaningful. So keeping a clear perspective on your values and your priorities can help you stay focused. And that is what's truly important.